Hello? Well, as you know, it's the 11th anniversary of Five Nights at Freddy's. Uh, the company wants you to do something in honor of that, but they didn't tell me what it was, so, you're on your own. Okay. Good night.
Well, today is the 11th anniversary of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. I have been a part of this community ever since I first discovered the games back in elementary school. Now, at the time, I never played any of the games, but I was still obsessed. Now, I never watched any videos by Markiplier. I've never been a Let's Play guy, but I still love them games, I tell you what. I used to spend all my free time on the school iPads trying to find the coolest backgrounds I could that was anything Five Nights at Freddy's related. This was at a time where people thought stuff like this was the coolest thing ever. I still think they might be. I also used to watch a whole bunch of fan animations at the time. There was a lot of crazy stuff out there. I guess there is still a lot of crazy stuff out there, but at the time, I would watch all sorts of ridiculous SFMs, Gary's Mod animations, music videos, and stuff like that. I remember things like Bonica, and there was some sort of green rabbit that wore one of these weird British hats, and he would animate dares that the commenters would send in to him, or something along them lines. But the one that stuck with me the most, after all these years, would without a doubt be the works of Tony Kreinite. Yeah, these have really stuck with me. Made me the man I am today. Anyways. Well, I guess I need to do something to honor FNaF. My last few anniversary videos were subpar, to say the least. So today, or tonight, whatever you want to call it, I thought I would show off all the different Five Nights at Freddy's cosplay heads I made. Heads, masks, whatever you might want to call them. Now, I would love to show you them in order. The only problem is, one of them is currently being used. What in the... Ugh. Got it. Okay. Stupid frickin' spring locks. Wow. This is the first Five Nights at Freddy's head I ever made. Well, completed. This is Spring Bonnie. I hope that is obvious to you all. I made this guy, back in 2020, 2021. I don't remember. The years get away from me. But, yeah, this was the first one. It's made out of EVA foam, and I thought it'd be a great idea to make the hinges door hinges. Same with the ears, only that has started to fail me over the years. And I put some wooden chopsticks through this one to prevent it from falling off, because it's just not staying on there. But this one has a special place in my heart. I will always love it. Now, before I made this one, I had actually planned on making a Withered Bonnie costume. I had done this out of cardboard and paint, and I thought it would be a great idea to use little 22 casings as the teeth for the endoskeleton. That didn't really work out. And then, after I did that, I decided to switch to using paper mache. It's called paper mache. Completely forgot. I switched to using paper mache. So, this was obviously, it was nice and round. I got it painted up. It sat on a desk for a few years. And by the time I picked it up again, after switching to EVA foam, a mouse had chewed its way through. So, that got burned. The mask, not the mouse. A couple of complaints I have about this is it's a little uncomfortable to wear. It squishes the nose, which is a problem. A problem I have with a lot of these cosplays is that they just dig into my nose. And at one point, because I decided to use screws to keep the ears on, I have the head of a couple screws digging into the top of my head sometimes. Not exactly the funnest. And as I mentioned in a video before about this, the bottom jaw, some of the screws have fallen out. But overall, I will always love this head. Alrighty. Up next, can you guess who it is? Probably not. It was supposed to be Fredbear. This hat wasn't made for him, but it's the only purple hat I have. Yeah, I had a lot of leftover fabric and EVA foam after building my Spring Bonnie, who I now refer to as Spring Bonnie 01. Yeah, I actually gave this to one of my friends, and he said his dog attacked it, but I later found out that he actually just stabbed it repetitively, which is why it's so damaged. Yeah, that was really crappy of him. I'm not mad about it. I'm disappointed that he ruined something that I made for him. And I'm being honest, it's not that great. It's really not. You can't even tell who it's supposed to be unless you were to put a purple top hat up on it. But, I guess it's whatever. But yeah, this is Fredbear. Fredbear has the same problem that my Spring Bonnie does. It kind of presses into my nose. Other than that, the visibility is a lot more improved. I can see out of this one a lot better. And I don't have the wood screws digging into my head, but it is just shaped kind of oddly, so there's still an uncomfortable pressure up there. But otherwise, I still like it, Alright. Next up we got... What is this? Well, it was supposed to be a plush trap. Um, yeah, I just never finished this. I ran out of EVA foam. And then I kind of got into my, um, I don't know what you would want to call it. I just kind of lost the joy of creation, you could say. But anyhow, this was supposed to be a plush trap. I definitely want to make plush trap someday, but I got something else in the works right now that I need to finish first. So maybe someday I will complete this disgusting little green bunny rabbit. It doesn't really fit all that well. Okie dokie, next up is Spring Bonnie 02. Yeah, another Spring Bonnie, big surprise. This one is actually made out of craft foam, so it's not nearly as heavy as my previous Spring Bonnie. This is Spring Bonnie 02. Um, as you can see, he's a lot more withered, similar to the one from the movie. The only reason I did that is because I actually couldn't find this piece for this side, so I just took the tip here and hacked it down a little. It also helped me work on my weathering skills, and I think that's pretty neat. I will come out with a video dedicated to just this head at some point. This one is pretty comfortable to wear, but it still squishes my nose. Not nearly as painful because it's a not EVA foam, but it's still a little annoying. The part about this I'm probably the most proud of, other than the weathering job I did, is how the ears turned out. I think they look a whole lot better than Spring Bonnie 01. Now, my most recent creation. This is supposed to be the Withered Freddy mask from the FNaF 2 game. This is the first mask I have ever made that involved 3D printing. The teeth were actually 3D printed, and I had 3D printed a nose, but it was too big, so I ended up making one out of foam. This one turned out okay. I tried some new things with it. Didn't really care for how some of them turned out. At the top of it, there's a lot of gunky hot glue on it. I had tried something new to hide the seams, which didn't really work out. And I think the eyebrows make it look weird. And if you've seen the FNaF movie 2 trailers, you know that the Freddy mask is actually FNaF 1 style Freddy without eyebrows. So, yeah. Some people in the comments of the video where I was showing this thing off thought that it was going to be a Fredbear, which it's not. I see how that would make sense, but it's just a Freddy mask. This one also has a little bit of pressure being put on my nose, but honestly, it's not all that terrible. My biggest complaint is probably that it doesn't really look that much like Withered Freddy. I can't put my finger on it, but it looks more like a beaver from Chipper and Sons. But maybe that's just me. Maybe you guys think it looks like a Freddy mask. I will have a video just for this one. Same with Spring Bonnie 02. Well, that's all I really have to show off. I currently have another Five Nights at Freddy's project in the works right now. If you think you know what it is, comment down below your guesses, and I'll make sure to give you a shout out when I finally reveal what it is. There might be little things sprinkled throughout this video that might clue you in onto who it is, but only time will tell. Before I go, I only have one more thing to say. Scott Cawthon, thank you so much. Thank you for creating probably my favorite game franchise ever. You know, I wouldn't be the same person today if it weren't for you and this game you've created. And you've built up an amazing community. You know, all communities have their bad spots, but overall, I'm just so thankful for what you've done. I'll always remember what you've done for me. I really will. And that goes for you too, Tony, you frickin' jerk. But, anyways, God bless you, Scott. I mean it. God bless you and your family. As for the rest of you, make sure you like and subscribe. God bless y'all, and I'll see you on the flip side. Peace.